Well, if you're feeling the effects of burnout, you are not alone. A survey from Deloitte found that 77% of people, 77% experience burnout at their current job. It's actually the number one reason people actually quit.
Yeah, the book 2 Weeks Notice helps people escape the rut of feeling stuck at the jobs. And the author, Amy Porterfield, is joining us now. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we're talking about fighting burnout, stress, and anxiety. It was actually a personal battle for you. You speak from experience. What happened when you finally reached your breaking point?
I was working for my very last 9-to-5 job about 14 years ago, and I realized I was taking on too much. I was doing too much. I was never seeing my family. And the indicator for me was I started to feel resentful. I didn't want to go into the office. I was mad about everything. And I realized, wait a second, something needs to change because life's too short and I do not want to live my life this way.
You ever seen that Dave Chappelle skit where he quits the job and he kicks the trash can on his way out and he's like, I quit? You ever seen that? Like was that what you did? Or was it, you know, how did the process work for you from 9 to 5 to where you are now?
I didn't kick a trash can and leave like that. But what I did was something a little bit better in the sense of I built a runway. In my book, 2 Weeks Notice, I talk about how to build a runway to leave with integrity and to leave with confidence, no matter if you're going to go off to start your own business or get another job. So I think how you leave really makes you feel a certain way when you leave it behind. So that runway is important. And when I talk about runway, I'm talking about choosing your exit date, deciding what you're going to do next, looking at your finances to make sure you're understanding kind of where you're starting and where you want to go, and getting clear about what you want next. The more clear you get about what you want next, the easier it is to go after your dreams.
Okay, so but a lot of people are probably thinking, you know, is it possible to just fight burnout without leaving a job?
I think it's absolutely possible to fight burnout without leaving your job, but I will say this, it's easier when you leave your job and you start your own business and you become your own boss. You get to choose when you work, how you work, where you work, so setting boundaries is a whole lot easier. But if you decide to stay in that 9-to-5 job, you have to start speaking up. And if you speak up and no one listens, you got to start looking for something better that will really respect the fact that you don't want to live work your life away. I think after COVID, we all had a big awakening that our job is not our end all be all. We have passions, desires, things we want to do outside of work, and where you're working, they need to respect that.
Yeah. All right. So burnout, it impacts work performance, obviously. 83% though say it affects their personal relationships too. Some people not even realizing how it's kind of creeping into their real lives, not just their work lives.
When I first got married is when I started to feel that burnout, and my brand new husband came to me and said, I don't even see you anymore. You're never available, and when you are, you're always stressed out. When your loved ones around you start telling you something's wrong here, start listening to them. They know you best.
All right, well, with so many people experiencing burnout, what do you think needs to change in American work culture to really make a difference?
I'd love to see it start with the leaders. When leaders of businesses realize that when their employees are burned out, they're not going to make as much money for you, the owner of the company or the leader. And so money talks. And if that's what it takes, we need to take care of our employees, the people that work with us, so that they can do the best work. 2 years ago, I moved to a 4-day work week. I have a team of 20 full-time employees across the U.S. We work Monday through Thursday because I want the quality of life for my employees to be amazing so that when they show up at work, they want to be there. So as leaders of companies, we really need to pay attention to our employees and give them the rest and relaxation they need.
Yeah, look, sometimes it can be expensive up front, but you make the money on the back end. I think a lot of employers tend to be, not all, but certainly some tend to be a bit short-sighted, and they're so focused on what can I make today, what can I get off of this person A, person B, person C, or I don't even know their name, it's a number to me. How much can I squeeze out of them today that perhaps they're not, you know, if they just help their employees out a little bit, you know?
Yeah, just
you know what I'm talking about, Shirley?
Yeah, a little bit goes a long way.
All right.
Right?
A little bit.
All right. Amy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
All right.
If you need help trading burnout for freedom, Corey,
Yeah.
or if you would like to purchase Amy's
saying.
book, you can follow her on Instagram at Amy Porterfield.
I'm just speaking for the people,
Yes.
Shirley. I know
Yes.
the people, you know, at home, they're saying, the boss doesn't listen to me,
Yeah.
So just, there you go.
It's
I
food
hear
for
you
thought.
at home.
Okay.